be going over um, Mary Slessor. Let me show you real quick the booklet. Uh, this is the Mary Slessor booklet here. CF, of course. Uh, going to be on her. She was born in, I think it was 1844, and died in 1915. She was 67 years old, but she lived a full life, and she helped a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people. Well, she was a what do you call it? A missionary, and missionaries help people to know God, who God is. Okay, so let's get started on this. So we're gonna read all the things here. So everybody, welcome here. All right, chapter 3. Off to Okoyoung. That's how I pronounce it. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. Okay. How many of you like to go on really long trips? What is the longest trip that you've ever been on? Mary Slessor took lots of long, scary trips in the jungles of Calabar. God had done amazing things through Mary Slessor when she worked in Duketown and Old Town. Many twin babies were rescued. I don't know how many, but I bet it was a lot. A whole village was changed because of God and His Word. Mary knew that it was time for her to move on to a different place in Calabar. She wanted to tell the Okoyoung people about Jesus. Everyone knew that the Okoyoung people were wicked, but Mary knew this was where she supposed to go. That she's supposed to go. These people needed to know about God's love for them. When Mary decided to move to the Okoyoung, a chief who had become a good friend of Mary's, loaned her his nicest canoe. Wow. And it just think of multi well, there's a picture of it. I don't really have it, uh unfortunately. But just imagine a really nice canoe with a covering or some kind of thing. And 30 men to paddle down the river. It was really wet, raining morning when Mary climbed into the canoe with 5 of her children and Mr. Bishop, another missionary, who volunteered to help her move. The 30 men paddled the canoe all day long, and all day it rained. Let's pretend to help them and paddle the canoe. So do it with the children. Finally, hey Ben, how you doing? What's going on? Just reading this story. I hope you're doing good. Okay, so where was I? Finally, as the night was falling, men steered the canoe toward the shore. A long trip down. Yeah, I hope you're doing okay. Long trip down the river was finally over, but Mary and her children still had to walk another 3 miles through the jungle to get to the village of Akangi. Mary was determined to get there that night. Why don't we wait until morning, Mom? One of the rowers said. We're all tired and it's dark and wet and we don't want to go into the jungle at night. Thine taketh strong before death. Wow. I know. She better watch out. Yeah, she could die. Pushing herself like this, maybe, who knows? Um, we're all tired, and it's dark and wet, and we don't want to get into the jungle at night. And there's all kinds of wild animals. These dangers are real. For the next 10 days, Sunday was Sunday, and Mary did not want any more work or travel then. So Mary told her oldest boy, who was about 11 years old, to lead the way into the darkness, thick jungle. Behind him walked the rest of her children. Then, hold on, it's getting kind of. Hold on. Let's see if I can use this pencil. It might help me. Uh, the rest of her children. Then Mary, who was carrying a baby boy or a baby on her back and lugging a large pack of supplies, Mr. Bishop and other paddlers carrying the rest of the equipment or rest of the supplies would come up a little later. Everyone stand up, close your eyes really tight, and walk in a place. Now imagine that you've been out in the rain all day. So your clothes are soaking wet. You've you've exhausted from a long day of travel, but you keep walking. You hear the sound of wild animals all around you. You can see their eyes shining in the black darkness. The trail you've walking on is rough. Time for shoes, but she didn't have any shoes. She didn't use shoes. Full of ruts and big rocks. So you may open your eyes and sit down. Think about this place. It's in Nigeria. It's in Calabar. It's a different place for her, but she is getting used to it. But she keeps moving in different places because she wants to reach more people, even though they're wicked, even though they may be evil. They She doesn't care because she wants to tell new people about Jesus. That's her job. That's what it was like for Mary and her family, walking through the jungles at night. Mary's children cried because they were hungry, wet, and tired. But Mary sang silly songs to cheer them up. And finally, they made it. The other times Mary had visited the village of people, they had come to meet with a great to greet her with lots of noise and excitement. But the night everywhere was strangely quiet. There were um, just a few slaves in the hut. One of them helped Mary find a hut to stay in. Another one ran to tell the chief that Mary had arrived. But she found out the entire village was away at a funeral, and no one knew when they would get back. Mary and her children settled into a hut, but the clean clothes were with paddlers coming later. Mary sang to the children and put them to bed. She wondered where Mr. Bishop and the paddlers were. She didn't have to wait long. Mr. Bishop arrived and told her the paddlers had refused to walk through the jungle at night because they're scared. Mr. Bishop had brought as many supplies as he could carrying that he could carry with him, including dry clothes for the children. Mary was angry that the paddlers had refused to come. These 30 men, even though she was wet and tired. Let me see if I can fix the and couldn't fit her feet or couldn't fit her feet into her boots. They trudged barefoot all the way back to the canoe. Sure enough, there were men soundly asleep. Mary woke them up. Let's all shout, "Wake up! Wake up!" She was she and the men marched 3 miles into the village together. Mary went to sleep in the hut, wondering when the chief would come back. Not knowing, but wondering. This is very interesting, guys. I hope you like it. Uh, Mary awoke the next morning, hurting all over, but she couldn't stay in bed all day. Today was Sunday. There were children to dress and feed, and church service to hold. Mary got the children ready for the day, and um, she and the children, Mr. Bishop, went outside to hold church service. Several curious slaves stood in the background, wondering what this strange woman was doing. What is all this? Never heard of church. A few days later, people started returning uh, from the funeral. Chief Edom was not particularly pleased to see Mary, but gave her a larger hut to stay in. Mary began uh, to um, to learn how the tribes lived and learn their language. Things weren't easy in Ekin, Ekrid. I don't know how to pronounce this. How do you think I should pronounce this? Ekinage. Many of those people were drunk all the time. Instead of um, using money to buy things, they traded for bottles of alcohol. They got so drunk that they did all kinds of terrible things to one another. Use your face to show me how you think this made Mary feel. Hmm. I think Mary was not pleased at all. Indignation. You know, Okay, the Okoyong people believed in witchcraft. When someone important got sick or died, they thought it was because another tribe cast a spell on them. Often, wars started when one tribe tried to get even with another tribe for casting spells. Mary knew this violence had to stop. She met someone who would help her with this big job. Wonder who it was. Okay. All right. Soon after moving to Econage, Mary made friends with a woman named Eme or Maame. I'm not sure. Maame. Okay, Maame. Can you say that with me? Maame. All right. Do any of you have a secret code you could use with your friends? Mary and Maame had a secret code they used. Maame had a messenger deliver an empty medicine bottle to Mary whenever she needed uh Miami whenever hold on when oh well I'm lost here. Messenger deliver uh, the messenger would tell Mary that Miami needs medicine. When Mary heard that she ran so quickly as she could to wherever the trouble was. Let's stand up and pretend to run with Mary. Do the children. You may sit down. Okay. There are many times when a war was about to start, but Miami would send Mary there a secret message, and Mary would come just in time to stop the war. She would make all the chiefs sit down and talk about what the problem was. God used Mary to save the lives of many Okoyong people. Mary began to adjust to life in Akenge village. She she got to know the people, told them about Jesus, and tried to help them when they were sick. Okay. One day, Mary got this message from another village. A chief is very sick and about to die. He wants you to come and take care of him. Mary knew that if he died, hundreds of slaves would be killed according to their custom. When Mary told Chief Edom what she was going to do, he said, "Don't go. I can protect you if you go uh, to that village." Mary went to her hut and prayed, "God, don't you want me to go to this chief?" After Mary had prayed, she knew what she must do. She put together a bag of supplies and began walking. She and a helper struggled through the rainy jungle. Mary thought about the wild animals she would need to avoid, and the deep rivers she would need to cross. Ooh, let's pretend to cross a river and hold out supplies above our heads so so they don't get wet. Finally, she arrived at the village. She examined the chief and almost immediately knew what what to do. She she gave him another some medicine and prayed for him. After a few days, the chief got better. The chief's life was saved. Not only that, hundreds of slaves' lives were saved too. People in that village were amazed. How could Mary heal people like that? They thought she had magical powers. But Mary told the people about God, that He is the one who heals, and He sent His only Son to die on the cross for their sins. Okay, Mary returned to Eckridge, rescued many people, and helped them see that God knows the best way to live. Before Mary went to Eckridge to live, Chief Eden promised her a house and mission headquarters of her own. But every time she asked him about it, he came up with a with a reason why he couldn't start building it. Mary waited and prayed. Then one day, for reasons she never knew, the village started building her a house. If the chief's not going to do it, no, just kidding. Probably with the permission of the chief, of course. It was a wonderful house with a wonderful yard. Mary was quite comfortable. The only thing she really wanted that it didn't have was windows and doors. Huh? No windows and no doors? That's unusual. Mary wrote to her friends in Scotland asking if someone um, would come and install them for her. Sometime later, um, Mary heard an unusual noise coming from the jungle. It was a man singing in Scottish accent. Charles Ovens had come all the way from Scotland to put windows and doors in her house. So they talked, and Charles realized Mary needed a bigger and better house. He decided to build it for her. It took a while, but finally, her two-story house was finished, complete with windows and doors. The villagers were amazed at Mary's lovely house. The new house could hold all the people who came to her, babies, sick people, students, and others. Now she could help even more people and more and tell them about Jesus. God used Mary to help her to help so many people. She helped sick people get better, and she stopped many wars before they had a chance to begin. But even though Mary was doing many amazing things, her life wasn't easy. She was sick a lot of times, and once again, she became so sick that she had to leave Calabar. Can you pretend to wave goodbye to Mary as she sails away on a ship? Did Mary ever come back to this country she loved? You'll have to come back next time. Okay, so there's review questions. Um, Let me know if you want to hear these review questions. Uh, but it's up to you. Maybe this time I'm not gonna cover the review questions. All right, I'm gonna show you them. Yeah, kind of a big. You can make a screenshot if you'd like. Anyway, have a great day. Um, okay, so I hope that the story was good. If you want to hear the review questions, I'll just um, I'll say them right now. But it's been, what is it, 26 minutes? That's good enough, guys. You have a great and wonderful, amazing day. And may God richly bless you and bless your family.